Hello, everybody. In this video, I'm going to explain what are the steps for creating like a JavaFXML template in your NetBeans current version. I have NetBeans 20. So this slide here say 12, but this is an old slide. So it's going to be the 20 in my case. And I think you should have 20 because you just installed for this course, I believe. So you should have the latest version that is 20 here. But we are going to try to do, as I discussed in class today, we are going to create a template project that use JavaFXML for graphical user interface Java applications. And from that template, after we do all these things, we need to do this today. That is going to take like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. After you do this template, then you can use this template to create new projects, JavaFXML projects, using that template in like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So it's going to be very fast after you create this template. But we need to go through this template first. So that's what we are going to do. So the first thing I want you to do is go to your internet and well, I am assuming that you have the latest version of how do I say, the Java SDK. We have installed it. I don't know if you have installed or not, but it was one of the first activities that we did in this class that was install Java JDK. And if you install it, you should get, I believe, Java version 21. One way of checking is you go to a terminal window and you say Java, you can use C or so, dash version. And then you're going to get here, in my case, I have Java C21. And the same thing, if you just say Java dash version, I have the 21 there. There are two different programs. One is for compiling, and the other is your Java virtual machine that I say always in class. So the second Java is what really runs Java. So I strong recommend you to install the Java 21. So Java C21 and the Java 21 versions. If you don't have that, just follow the video that we have at the beginning of our syllabus here, this one right here, and you should be all set. So if you go there, you should get that. So this is the first thing I would like to mention. So be sure that you have that, first of all right? And then the second thing we are going to do is we are going to, and how do I say? We are going to install other things that we need for this project. So give me just 1 second here. And yeah, so just give me a second. So the first thing we are going to install is a library that is we are going to use for our projects. And the library that we are going to use called JavaFX. So the only thing that you need to come here, it's going to say JavaFX and then download. So you see here, that's what I put here, JavaFX download in my Google search. And you're going to get the openfx.io website. That's the one that you're going to use. So click there. It's going to take a second or so. It takes, but then it shows up here, these two options. I'm going to use the download itself. So click there in download. And then you need to get, if you go down a little bit further, you're going to see here downloads. You're going to download the version 21. And that's one of the reasons that I want you to also have the Java JDK version 21, because I think there is some things that this JavaFX needs from the Java as JDK. And if you match the versions, I think it's the best option for you. All right. Operating system, we are going to say here Windows in my case. If you have Mac OS, you're going to do that. And now we have the architecture type, right? So the architecture, this one here, I strongly recommend you don't guess it, okay? Don't guess, I think I have this one or I think I have that one. These first two ones are for Macintosh and OS, and these are for Windows. But even for Windows, you have two versions. For Macintosh, you have two versions too. So we need to be sure which one is that. So how do you know? You just search for architecture in the Google. So if I Google that, so give me a second think. I think I have right there, right here. So I put here how to figure out what is the architecture of architecture type on, and then I put Macintosh, for example. And then I search for that, and it's going to tell how you can get this. So if you follow this link here, you're going to see that if you have a Macintosh, when you click there, you're going to get a screen like this, and you're going to see Apple M1. And if you go a little bit further, you're going to see that Apple M1 is this one here, and Apple M2 processor is going to be this other one that is different. So please pay attention on that. That is very important. The same thing you can do for Windows, right? So I can come here instead of Mac and can go to Windows and hit enter. And again, you're going to get something like that. So you can easily find how to determine this. Let's see if it tells here. So just go where? My computer, and then you figure out here in my computer. Let me go down a little bit. You are going to see, for example, here, the professional X64 edition. So I know that is a 64, not a 86. All right, so that's the way to do it. So please do that first before trying to download FXML. All right. So in my case, I know that mine is 64. So I'm going to click here and type, I wanted to use the SDK. So that's the one that you want. From these three versions here, I wanted the first one right there. When you specify all these things here, what you're going to get is just one link here to download. So just download that. And what you're going to do is it's going to tell you where do you want to download. And if you see, it's just a zip file. So you can put it anywhere. I specifically myself, I like to put in documents. So in my folder, so I'm going to users, I go to Paulo, and then I go to documents. Inside the documents, I know this is kind of a Java library. So I create this Java directory. I have created already for this exercise. I did this before, so it's there. But again, I create JavaFXML, and then I download it. So this one of them is the zip file, this guy here. And then after I download, I right click there and I say extract it all. So when I extract it all, it generates this file here, this directory, sorry, this directory. So there, do that for me. So download this file, unzip it, in Macintosh, in Linux or Windows, unzip it, and let's go back here. So I'm going to come here, Control Copy. This is like for saving. I don't want to save. I just want to go there because I already saved it. So if I go back here, Control V, hit there. So again, I unzip it. So I click there, and you're going to see there is a bunch of subdirectories. But the most important directory from all these four here is the lib. The lib is going to have the jars that you need. And remember, jar is like a libraries for containing Java classes. So that's what we have here. And that's what we are going to use later on. So just keep in mind that what we need is going to be in the lib directory under all these other subdirectories, wherever you save it. We need that information later. So This path here, this path will be needed later. So remember, where did you download it and where did you extract the files, all right? So just remember that. So this is the first thing you need to do. What else? So this is the first step. We are going to put it there. Now, let's see what else. Another thing that I would like to install, and I believe that you have installed because I asked at the beginning of the semester, is the Scene Builder. Scene Builder is an application that's similar to NetBeans, but it just helps creating GUIs. It's like a drag and drop thing. You don't need to type any command at all. You just get a button and you just drag it to the main screen and the button shows up. You need like a radio button, you just do it. You need a text input, a drop down list, whatever, you just drop it. And it creates that beautiful GUI without doing anything. And then the Scene Builder connects to your NetBeans. So you can program those buttons and things like that. So if you have not installed yet Scene Builder, I'm going to show you how to do it. So go back here, go back to Google, and then let's say Scene Builder download. So Scene Builder download, and the one that I want is from gluonhq.com. So that one that you need, click right there. And then you have basically just one download now here. So that's what you're going to do. So click here, and that's the Scene Builder. If you are wondering what is that, this is the application that you just drag and drop things here, and it's going to show up later on as a GUI component. So you just go to download. Same thing here. You must know what you're going to install. Okay, so if you have any question, if it's an Intel or Apple Silicon, Google it in your Macintosh. I strongly recommend this. Don't download guessing, because if you guess wrong, it looks like it worked, but everything falls apart when you try to create a project. All right, so figure out this one and this one. Probably one is M1 and the other is M2. I'm not sure, but just double check. All right. In my case, I'm going to get a Windows installer. So I'm going to go here and download, and it's an installer, right? So you just, what you do, you just install it. So it's, in my case, it's a Microsoft installer. So you click here, you can save whatever you want, even in downloads, this case, because this is an installer. It's going to ask you where you wanna install things later. So you can save in downloads, for example, save, say yes, for example, then it's going to install. I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take a lot of time. I don't know. I don't remember. It has been a while that I have done that. But when it does, you just double click and install. It's going to ask you like directories where you want to install. Install probably where is the default. Just install where is the default, and that's it. There is nothing much to it. Okay, so let's go. Let me see if it's already there, just to see if it has finished download or not. So if I go to downloads, yeah, it looks like it's here. So if you double click in the Scene Builder installer, you're going to see that you need to follow this wizard here, and you're going to say next. And in my case, I already have, so it's asking if I want to repair. I'm not going to neither to remove or repair. You should have here a installing option. And when you click it, it's going to ask you the directory and things like that. So just go through this. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. So just do that. All right. So you install Scene Builder in your machine. So this is the next thing you need to do. Very good. Now what we need to do is we need to start connecting things to your NetBeans. So run your NetBeans. My NetBeans version is the IDE is 20. So I hope you have something close to that edition too. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to decrease the font size. It's kind of too big. So, and I do those font size for lecture. So that's why it's too big. Let's do 14. Okay. Okay, right there. All right. What we need to do now. So what we need to do is we are going to create what we call library, a library of the JavaFX jar files, all right? Why we are creating a library? Because then in all the projects that we want to use, we can call that library to import that library for us. Remember, sometimes we need to put here, import something. It's kind of the same thing. We are just kind of importing a new library, but we need to create that library first. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to tools. So go with me there, tools. Then you're going to see that is these libraries here. You see the libraries, so click there. And here you're going to see a bunch of libraries. Let's see if I can increase a little bit this more. So you see a bunch of libraries, all right? And we are going to create a new library. So what I want you to do, you're going to say new library here. And let's say Java FX. In my case, remember, is the version 21. I'm just putting 21 because it's the version that I just downloaded, right? My NetBeans is complaining because that library already exists. So I'm going to put 21A just to show a different, the process, but you do not need to put A here. I put it because I already have that library. So hit OK here. And if you see, there will be that library right there. You see there is a library, JavaFX 21. In your case, it will be just 21 there. That's what I would like you to do. So after you do that, what I want you to do is we want to add jar files into this library. So we're going to here to add jar files. And now that's what I was talking about. You need to remember where did you save the JavaFX jar files, remember? So if you remember, in my case, I'm going to C, I'm going to users, going to Paulo, I'm going to documents, then I go to Java, JavaFX. I'm not going to the zip file, I'm going to the other one. I'm going to this directory. And remember, from these 4 ones, I want to go to the lib. The lib has all the jar files that I need. So you can select the first, use the shift command, and select the last one. Then you using the shift key plus the selecting, you get the whole range. Then you say add jar folder. So here you have for the JavaFX21 library, we have all these jar files that we just created or just imported. Let's put this way. Say okay there. So that's the thing that we need to do. So we are creating that. Now, other things that we need to do. And remember, everything we are doing here is just once. We are not going to repeat this process. If this process is okay, you are not going to repeat this process. After we create this template, that is what we are doing right now, to create a new project for our lab activity or so, we are just going to copy this template with a new name, and it's take like a 2 seconds or so. So it's going to be very fast. But for now, what we need to do is we need also activate what we call the JavaFX libraries. And I don't know the interns of that, but basically what you need to do is something like that. You're going to go to File. You're going to go to the new project. Now you're going to use JavaFX with JavaFX ML application. And I don't know if you remember, this is the problem in NetBeans. NetBeans kind of, for many versions already, it doesn't have that template. So it's going to give you an error. But we need to go through this step because this step will activate JavaFXML template or library. I don't know why in terms of this, but needs to be done. So just do that. And then when you click next, you are going to get a dialog box different from mine for the first time. That is that activation. So you would see something saying activating JavaFXML library or something like that is going to tell you that is activating. After it activates, it comes to this dialog box here, and then it says that has failed to create that. All right, because there is no template. This has been happening since version 9 of NetBeans. Version 8 of NetBeans had the template, so we use a lot, but we should, I mean, 8 and 20 is a huge difference. So we should not be using NetBeans 8 just because of that. So we are fixing this problem. So, but we need to do that. After you do that, you see you cannot even finish. You just cancel. But again, you need to go through this step to activate JavaFX library. So you can cancel here now. So we have activated some magic behind the scenes. And now what we need to do is, let's see, what we need to do is integrate NetBeans with Scene Builder. So remember, we are going to develop the program here, but the Scene Builder, that is that application that we are going to run later for creating GUIs, we need to connect NetBeans with Scene Builder. So they kind of one talk to each other. All right. If you have done everything or everything as we did before, it shouldn't be a big deal. The only thing you need to do is you're going to go to Tools, go to Options, go here. There is a option here, a tab called Java. Click there. And there is another tab here that is JavaFX. So click there. Here, depending on if you have your NetBeans down and you run after you have installed NetBeans, sometimes the NetBeans finds it and put it right here, the directory where the scene builder is located. But again, this depends on your computer, if it's a Mac OS or a Windows or a Linux. Inside the Mac itself, you might put some directory in that you like it. In Windows, the same thing. So if it's not there, you just come here and say browse and try to find where you have installed the scene builder, and is the main directory. You don't need to go to the subdirectory of scene builder. It's the main directory, scene builder. You put it there, and then it should be okay. Save all modified files before running the scene builder. Say you can click here, okay, and then you just click OK here. This is the only thing you need to do to connect the NetBeans with the scene builder. And we are going to do a test later to check if the connection is good or not. Just say OK here in your case, and you should be all set to go in this thing. Now what we're going to do, we are going to create the skeleton for this new JavaFX project, all right? So what we are going to do is, let's go ahead. To do that, we are going to create a regular Java application. So what I want you to do is just come here in File, say New Project, a regular Java application. So you'll be Java with Ent and Java application. We are going to say Next. And then here, this is going to be a template. So what, and a template, what I mean, is just a project that you're going to keep copying to other projects. And so the name here, it's up to you, whatever name you want. So I can say, for example, here, Java FXML project. Oops. Oh, it created too fast for me. I hit the enter by mistake. Okay, that's fine here. So that's the project, Java FXML project. And you have here the package and you have something there. I went too fast. I want to do it again. So just give me a sec. I hit the enter by mistake. So let me just delete this whole thing here. because I want to make sure that you are following exactly what I'm doing here. So let's go here, file, new project. Then we are going to Java with Ant, Java application, say next. Then we are going to say here Java FXML underscore project underscore template. And I already have one, so I'm creating the number 2 here. That is no problem. But what I want to make sure, you see this guy that we never worry about? I want you to remove this check. We are not going to create the main class. We remember when we create all these projects so far in this course, as soon as we create a project, comes a screen that is the main application. Well, we are not creating that file in this case. We are going to create our own file. So remove that. If by mistake you have done that, just come here to the file, right click and say delete. It's going to do the same trick. But I just want to tell you how I normally do. All right. So I just removed that, put the project name like this, and now I say finish. Now you have here this guy, and in the source, you see there is nothing here. The package that is default, there is nothing in the package. So that's the first thing that we are going to do. What else? Now, remember we create the JavaFX library. Remember, was one of the first steps we did it. So what we are going to do, we are going to add that library into this specific project, because this specific project is going to use the library, not all the other ones. Lab01, Lab05, they don't care because they don't use GUIs, right? Graphical user interface. But this one will use, because this one is used, I'm going to bring that library into this project. So the first thing I want you to do is select this guy right here, right? And then let's say right click, go to properties. All right. And here you have libraries. You see here libraries. So in categories, you have libraries. And the first thing you are going to do is in the compile tab, you are going to class path. You see class path here, and you're going to hit the 3 dots there, and you're going to add a library. So that's what we're going to do. Just add a library. So I click here, and now you just scroll down until you find your JavaFX 21 that you just created, remember? So we are going to add this library into this project. Now, the other thing that we need to do is in the run. So if you go to the still here, not there, still here, you're going to go to the run, and then you're going to the module path and click on the 3 dots. So in the module path, you're going to add the library. And again, you're going to look for the JavaFX21, add the library there. So you have the compile and the run. Pay attention where it is. This one is not in the class path for running. This is in the module path. So you're going to have that, right? So that's what we had. All right. All right. So we have that for run. So we have the run there. Now, the next thing that we are going to do, there is one more little detail that we need to do here, is on this side here, this side, there is a run also option, and that we need those things there. Then what you're going to do, and again, pay attention in all this detail, because you made a small mistake, it's not going to work. You're going to say dash dash, 2 dashes. You're going to say add, a single dash, and you're going to say modules, and then a single space, and you're going to say Java FX dot controls. Now a comma, there is no space, controls, comma, after the comma, there is no space again. and you're going to say JavaFX.fxml. fxml. All right. So again, dash dash add dash modules space JavaFX dot controls, comma JavaFX dot fxml. I tell you, and this is bad development. Whoever developed this GUI in NetBeans, I think we need to blame that person, because if you put a space after the comma, this doesn't work. And I tell you, I spent like 2 hours with one student like many years ago trying to figure out what was wrong, and it was this stupid mistake that if you put a space there, it doesn't work. It should, but it doesn't. So pay attention in those small details. All right, so put it there. So this is for the run. So we are doing the run, and here the virtual machine options, we are going to put that. I don't believe there is anything else we need to do here, if I'm not mistaken. Controls dot comma JavaFX FXML. So just click OK right there. So basically your NetBeans is set up, but now we need to create our files. All right. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to replace this default package here to some package with some meaningful name. So what you're going to do is in the source, you're going to right click and say new. We are going to say Java package, and you can say whatever. Let's say Java FXML package, something like that. That will do the trick. Okay, save it. So you have here Java FXML package. Now we need to create basically 3 files. And again, we are doing this by hand for the first time. It's a little pain, but we need to create that. And then later we are going to do some like just copy. So the first file that we are going to do here, we are going to create a regular Java file. So go back here. Where is my mouse? It's right here. So in the package, I'm right click. I'm going to say new. I'm going to say Java class. And then you can say here, why not? Let's say main application. Main application. Yeah, main application, I think you do fine. So just say okay there. Now we are going to type a lot of commands here. So you need to bear with me here for the first time. Let's go start from this line 4. That's what we're going to do here. We are going to say extends application. So this is a superclass that we are going to extend. Let's go the imports first. So let's see here. If you left click, look at that. It recognizes that library that we already placed there, the JavaFX, and we wanted the application. So that's what we are importing. You see that this disappears. There is nothing there. All right. Then we need to do a few things here. So if you left click here, let's see if you implement all the abstract methods. So that does the work. So let me just go back here a little bit. There is an abstract method in this guy here in the superclass. Then we need to implement in the subclass. And how do? We can type everything by hand, or you can left click here and say implement all abstract methods. So you're going to see that we are implementing this method here. So far so good. NetBeans doesn't know what you want to do inside. So it throws a message like this. You just remove that throw because we are going to put some lines of code inside. So let's do together. So the first one is parent root equal fxml loader. So we are going to do this loader here, dot load. Then you're going to say get class, open and close parentheses, dot get resource. Then what you're going to put here, it's a file name that is going to be the file that the scene builder is going to create. So again, we can say here main page dot fxml, for example, or main GUI, whatever you want to call. It's just something like that. Parent is, again, is a type, right? It's a class. We don't have it specified here. So what you need to do is left click here and add, pay attention, javafx.scene.parent. So that's what you're doing here. And now this line is okay with no problem whatsoever. Now the next line that you're going to do, you're going to create a scene. And we are going to say scene here. And then you're going to say new scene. And then we are going to get, we call root right there, the element that we got before. Same thing here, scene is a class that is not in the import, so you need to left click. And again, we are going to use the javafx.scene there. So we import, we don't have any error anymore. And then we are going to create the stage. That is the window that is going to be displayed. We are going to set a title for that window. So let's put here Java FXML window or whatever. It's just a window, not let's put window. Let's say application. It's just a name, it's just a title. And then what we are going to do, we are going to say stage.set scene. And we are going to put the scene that we are creating. So that's the scene right there. And the last line that we need to do here is show the stage. So that's what we are going to do here. So if I didn't make any mistake, these are the 5 lines that you need to create there. Pause this video if you need it. And I'm going just forward, but again, you can just pause it there. Remember, every single program in Java needs to have that main function. So that's what we are going to put it here, the public static void, and then we are going to say main, then we're going to have the string and args there. Remember that, we have that before. And then here, you are going to say, thank you very much, we are going to say launch, and we are going to say args here. All right, so that's what we have there. Tô falando sozinho aqui porque eu sou maluco, é isso. So that's what my wife with some background noise. All right, so that's what we have here. Just save that. I need to stop this, just save it. Do it over. Do it over. All right, so this is the first file that we need to create in this package. So we just create that. And again, I'm going to explain in detail about this file later on when we start doing projects. But basically, that's what we need for this file. We need a bunch of imports, and then we need to do this part here and launch right there in the main program. And that's it for this file. Now, what we need to do, we need to create this file here that we are loading. So we need to create that file. So I'm even going to copy this name because I'm going to come here again. Look at there, I am here. I'm going to right click, say new. Now pay attention, I want this empty fxml. However, in your down list here, you might not have this listed here, and that's fine if you don't have it. You just go to other. Then what you're going to do here in categories, let me try to expand this a little bit more. You are going to JavaFX in categories, and here you're going to create an empty fxml. So that's what you're going to create. So it's a new JavaFX, empty FXML. You say next here, and I'm going to use, as I mentioned before, I'm going to use this main page.fxml. However, this file, because it's already FXML, you should not put the extension. So I am removing the extension. It's just main page. If you try to put the extension, you're going to get a problem in the next dialog box when you click here next. But so just put the name without the extension, say next. Here, you are going to check this checkbox here that say use Java controller. This you need to do it. It's going to create a new file. The new file is going to call main page controller, and that's it. That's what you need to do. So click next. Now, use cascade style sheets. No, we don't want to do this. We could, if you ever play with HTML and CSS, this is the CSS that you can do. So you can format your page even better, but it's out of scope for this class. So we are not going to deal with this for now, all right, for this class. So just say finish, and you're going to see that there is a controller now right here. That's basically what you have right there. All right. We don't have anything yet there. It's just like an empty, almost like an empty controller. And the same thing, we are going to see that if you go to the main page. Oh, I double click. So if you double click, now that's the deal. If you double click that, and remember that we connected NetBeans with a scene builder. Remember that? So if you double click, look at that. It shows up the scene builder with loaded with that page that you double click. So this is one way of knowing that your scene builder and NetBeans are talking to each other. You see, I just double click this FXML file and it opened the scene builder. Now what you can do, just for the as an example, if you type a button in the library, you can just drag and drop a button here, something like that. And you can say, let's put a beautiful name like banana. So this is the button called banana. I'm not doing anything with this button for now. Just say file and save. And that's it. You can close or you can minimize, because you're going to see that in some projects, we are going to put so many components here and test and put more components and test. And so I normally minimize. There is no problem whatsoever. But in this case, I don't want to do anything with this one, this project. It's going to be a template, so I can close it. So I'm closing it. And what I want you to do now is just do what we call update the controller. How do we update the controller? Based on the new main page file. You right-click on the main page file, XML file, and you're going to say make controller. I think that is misleading. You're not making it, you are updating it. So click there and you should be all done. And that's what you have. So you have a project with 3 files here. You have a connection with Scene Builder. You have a JavaFX library already created and it's imported to this project. So let's cross our fingers, right-click that, and you know what? Why not just clean and build for the first time, just for the heck of it, and then right-click again and say run. And it's going to ask you from the 3 files that you have, which one has the main application. Well, NetBeans realized that just one has the main method and is showing you here. So if there were multiple files with the main method, would be a list of the files here. In this case, there is just one, and that's the one that you want to run. So you just say OK here. and it's going to run. And look at that, we have done our project template. It's working. So you have a button here, banana, that doesn't do anything for now, but it should do the trick. So as I mentioned, this video takes about, I don't know, like 30 minutes to create this project. But now I'm just giving you an example how quick is to create another program that based on this template. So you can just right click. So you have this one that's basically the same as this one here, right? You have, let's put this one that I just created. You say right click and you say copy. And let's say whatever, let's say JavaFX first program. And you say that we will not copy hidden files. We don't have any hidden files, but you look, the project name, I'm saying that is this guy here, and just copy first project, this program. So you see, it took like a less than, I don't know, 5 seconds to create these guys. And again, if I run, you should get the same thing. That is good. Now you can change whatever you want. I can come here, for example, again, I can double click in the JavaFXML. So I'm in the new project now. Now I want to put like a radio buttons or so. I can put as many radio buttons I want. So I'm going to put 1, I'm going to put 2 here. I can put like a check boxes, and let's just do 2 of them, and let's finish this video. So I put here, and again, don't forget to save, because NetBeans doesn't know if you have saved it or not. So you need to save. Now, if I run it again, you're going to see that beautifully has been done that. So we successfully create a template, and with the template, we create a new program, new project, we update it, and we keep safe this one here. We never change this one anymore. We are going to use that to generate new ones. So this is like our, remember between class and objects, this is our blueprint. This is our class blueprint. And then we are creating new projects from this thing here. And that's it for this video. I hope it has been beneficial. Try to do this before class. So try this weekend, and let me know if you have any problem before the class. That helps. Then I can try to help you checking out what is wrong. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.